What's good people out there in the boxing nation? It's your boy Pop Shop Talk. Yo, we got the big showdown coming tomorrow night over in Riyadh. You know what I'm saying? The boys over in Saudi. You know, everybody got their thoughts. Everybody got their predictions. Um, a lot of little things can happen from now to then. Guys got to rehydrate. They got to put the right stuff in their body. You know what I'm saying? They got to get the right amount of rest. You know what I'm saying? Experience plays a big part right now. So a lot of things can sway from now to fight time. Um, we got the four major uh, bouts on the card tomorrow that we all looking for. I think we all have our favorites, but it's said that there's going to be maybe one upset, maybe two upsets. Who knows? This is boxing. This is boxing, real boxing. You know what I'm saying? Not that Jake Paul crap. You know what I'm saying? That's something else. So I'm not gonna bombard this little take. With the Jake Paul fight coming up. So it is what it is. Him and Joshua gonna get it in. The just look at the weight disparity and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Almost as crazy as him, sizing up against Tank. But, it is what it is. They already got a predetermined winner for that. You know what I'm saying? It'll take a lot to deter me from believing that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but like I said, we got the fights coming up tomorrow night. Over in Riyadh, it's going to be a different time zone. From my understanding, these guys will probably be up fighting 3, maybe 4 a.m. in the morning. So they're going to be up. So they, some of them was there earlier to get acclimated with the weather and the time zone and, you know what I'm saying, so their body could get used to the different times to get up to have to, prepare. So, like I said, that'll make a difference. Somebody gets in that ring and they start looking a little sluggish, all of that could be a part of it. But myself, I like Bam Rodriguez. Um, I think he's probably going, he's probably going to give Mark Martinez, a real hard fought battle. I think that Martinez is going to come to fight. It's probably going to be electric because it's the lighter weight, weight class, and I'm predicting the KO. I think it may be something near the fifth, sixth round, but I think that those guys by throwing a lot of punches, a lot of activity, I think somebody's gonna go, and I think Bam is probably gonna prevail. I think he has better movement, um, more experience. I'm not saying that he's probably stronger, but I think he's probably has a little more um, experience about punch placement. So in saying that, I just think that he's probably more equipped with you know sizing them up, setting them up for the right punch, and knocking them out. Um, then we got coming up next Abdullah Mason, man, talented young man. You know, we've been hearing a lot of takes about his knockdown. He's only been clipped that once. You know what I'm saying? But he got back up, and he finished the job, won his fight. So I don't know. I don't know much about Sam Notes. I'm not going to see up in front like I know about Sam Notes. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that he on the stage, he weighed up, and he talking like he coming to fight. He coming to win. You know what I mean? He's a huge underdog. We all been talking like this is supposed to be a big celebration and coming out party um, for Abdullah. So hey, we'll see, man. I mean, he could be the spoiler. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I mean, they both seem to be pretty strong. Um, you want to put resumes in the mix. I mean, it does kind of tell a little story about some of the fights, some of the fighters, because if you really haven't, been battle tested or been fighting some, pretty high level fighters, then you probably won't be prepared for this stage. But I think that that's where the edge I would give to Abdullah Mason on that. I think he's been battle tested, and he's talented above that, and I think he's gonna overcome. And he may even end it with a KO. I think they're both well conditioned, so if he catches him, he could catch him early. He could catch him early, but I put a prediction on it. I put a prediction on. I say third round. I say third round. You know what I'm saying? Then we got the co-main. The co-main. Boy, you can flip flop the co-main and the main, because you know what I'm saying, by word of mouth, you would think that Haney Norman is the main event. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to be a great fight. I feel like it's going to be a great fight. Even though when you talk about resumes, Norman may not have fought some high level guys, but I mean he disposed of the fighters that he's fought. He's been down, but he's seeming like he's showing some confidence. He doesn't seem to be shaken by the scenery. Dev, he's been there, but that question mark is still there. Even though he went 12 rounds in his last fight, there's still a lot of questions because we didn't see him engage. But you can look at that from both sides of the spectrum. He was trying to preserve himself for the upcoming fight, which was supposed to be Ryan Garcia. So I mean, if you want to take that into account, you can. That's an argument you can have. But if you want to also say that it could be some residue there, and he was skittish because he didn't want to get. I mean, no boxer wants to get hit, but it was a bit excessive, and I'm pretty sure when he watched the tape, he probably felt that way too. But he was only following orders. Bill came out and he said that. So all we can do is go by what the man say. But I don't see any fear in either one of these guys. Both of these guys seem to be ready to step up to the task. And hey man, as a fan, I'm waiting and ready to see it. But I got Dev, man. I got Dev. I got him as a UD, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a split decision. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Norman coming, and he's going to stand up. But the thing that we haven't been questioning a lot is Norman's chin good enough to stand up? Because I mean, he hasn't been in the ring with someone with the talent and caliber of Haney. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, Dev got the skills that could test that chin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, B Norm got dropped by a lesser fighter, so we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the guy looks like he's ready for the task, like I said, man. But I got Dev, man, by UD, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's split. Then we got the main event. We got the big dog. You know what I'm saying? Mexican Monster, David Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Yard. You know what I mean? Lions in the camp. Hey, it is what it is, man. I think they can't have a lackluster performance because I feel like that co-main is dripped up a lot of buzz, man. So they can't go in there and have anything less. But David already said he coming there to finish him. He coming in there to steal the show. So that lets you know what time it is. So hey, all I can tell you is who you got. I mean, it could go both ways. People talking crazy um, about David's weight cut. You know how he looked, but I mean, hey, we're gonna see how he look tomorrow. You know, when he's rehydrated, we're gonna see what he look like tomorrow. Because one thing I know, David will outwork you. He may not have that one hitter quitter, but he knows how to put bunches of punches together and get you out of there. And the one thing we can say about Anthony Yard is that's always been his plague, and that's his durability. So will he be able to stand up? If he does catch David early, you know what I'm saying? That's a question. Can David come back from that if he does catch David? Who knows? David might catch him and finish him early. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Um, but we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. So I mean, if you drop by the page, put your picks in the comments, man. You know what I'm saying? You got Bam and Martinez. You got Abdullah and Sam Notes. Then you got Deb and Brian Norman Jr. And then you got David Benavidez and Anthony Yard. So, hey, who you got, man? Put it down below. So we won't say tomorrow when it's all over and done, I knew it. Put it in the comments. That way we can prove that you said what it was going to be. And not just put a prediction, not just who you think will win. Throw your prediction in there. What round do you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Whether you think it's going to be a KO, TKO, you know what I'm saying? A UD or a split decision. You know what I'm saying? Put it down there in the comments. It's your boy, Pop Shop Talk. Be back at you on a recap. Stay cool. Peace.